Welcome everyone, Mate Talk Time. Awesome to be before you all. Hope you have an awesome drink. Boom, drink tally. That's for last week. Water is getting a good run. Cheers to everyone drinking water. Mate, what happened? I mean, we were getting this steam, we were climbing this hill really nicely, and it's plateaued, we've flattened out. So everybody, my vote is in. I'm drinking mate. I know that Sean, found out the man's name, sent me a photo of him drinking mate with a beautiful cigar. So I actually companion it with some biscuits. So that's how I pair my mate. So a nice sweet biscuit with mate. Excuse me. I have a very big mate talk today. If you could see the amount of perfumes I've got in front of me, actually you'll see them in a minute. It's huge, but I'll tell you what I'm about to go into. Firstly, those who were able to support with the live that I did with NIMA, thank you for jumping in. Actually, it was awesome to see your names pop up on the screen. I don't know what I was so scared about or hesitant about doing the whole live thing. I was because of what I said last week, that once you start, you're rolling. And the other thing too is that the way that I'm thinking is I'd like to create a video from that, and that way it lives also on the channel. I had fun. It was a fun experience for me. I was able to, I got in contact with one of the guys that jumped in. His name is Michael. He's a local man. Michael, thanks for jumping in at the on the live last week. Let me just there we go. I just sort of got his feedback. I said, what did you think? Was this something that would be fun? Would it be something good for the channel? And he came up with a really good idea. So I'm not gonna take credit on this. This is Michael's idea. And he said, wouldn't it be great if we did it once a month? Or was that my idea, once a month? I think, anyway, but somebody said once a month, but his idea was, because we're all constantly finding new fragrances, and this is, me, you guys, etc. Wouldn't it be great if we all sort of congregated once a month and we shared some new finds? And I thought that is a super idea. I love the thought of it. What I want to add to that is I do want to hear your voice. So it was cool seeing all the comments coming on, but really I want to give you guys spotlight. So if you're a member, you will have a member spotlight, and I will make sure that a link is sent out for the live. So you'll be able to, if you want to, you can jump on in. The way that I saw StreamYard, and I'm going to explore this a little bit more, but the way I saw StreamYard is I can put people into a green room and then sort of push them forward, essentially, when it's your turn to jump on in and share something new. So the idea is, once a month, we're going to talk about new fragrances that we're discovering, things that we're loving. I thought I'm going to actually put a timer. I'm going to see if I can. My light is flickering. Can you see that? What's going on? So I'm going to put a timer at 7 minutes. I thought 7 minutes, share something that you love about the fragrance and why we should all sort of look out for it or hunt it down. And let's do it once a month. So the first one, I'm going to put pressure on myself, is actually the 1st of July. So next week, I would like to do my first live. It will be, as I said, through StreamYard. I will try to have multiple cameras, but the worst case scenario being a complete rookie at it, I'll just do it off my laptop. I saw that the laptop wasn't too bad. Not that I want to over-engineer it, but I want it to look stunning. I want it to look glorious. But look, worst case scenario, I'll do it off the laptop. But that's, giving everybody a heads up. Now the date, so 1st of July, and the time that I thought that's gonna work for everybody, because obviously time zones is the killer. I thought 7 a.m. for me on a Saturday morning on the 1st of July, works it out to be this, actually, rather than this is the times. And this is all on a Friday. As you can see, some of them are a little bit like going across to Europe, you are later in the evening. I thought 1 hour. We just cap this baby and just, we share some things for an hour. As I mentioned, if I don't have the members' email addresses, I'll see how I can do this so I can share this link to the members. Excuse me. Then I'll find a way to do it. But basically, if you want to say something, if you're a member and you want to jump in and you want to share something, then you can have a spotlight. If you're not a member, don't sweat it. There's two things you can do. Become a member, bada bing. or you can just jump on in and just write your comments. I saw there was a lot of awesome comments coming through when NIMA and I were actually talking. So you can still be a part of it. You can still enjoy that, but if you want to have the camera on you and have a chance to tell us why you love a particular fragrance that you've discovered, then become a member. It's $4. It's $4. Allora, boom, boom. We're moving on. All right, so there's a concept that Kevin and I have built, but first we're going to take a drink. Excuse me. Shop with us. The idea behind this is, and it's very much, the one central theme that I have, I guess, is I want to connect with people and I want to smell perfumes together. That's the bottom line. So I'm about to announce next week, I'm finalizing some details with Libertine Perfumery, but I'm going to be doing a bit of an Australian tour. I'm going to be traveling around the country, and I will be meeting at the Libertine store. I'll give you dates and also times and stuff like that, but we're just sort of working out some finer details with the team from Libertine. That rhymed. I was going to say I should be a hip-hop artist. I'll stay away from that. But anyway, so yeah, the idea is to smell perfumes together. You know, I'm trying to find ways on how I can, you know, enjoy this alongside you guys. So Kevin and I have come up with Shop With Us, and the idea is that it is an online event. I talked about it last week. We revealed last week one of the houses that are joining us on that, which is Paris Monte Carlo. Incredible collection. With Kevin and I have hand selected the 3 fragrances that will go into that session. They're pretty awesome. Let me just put it out there. Now, the next that I'd like to reveal, the next house, is RENIER. For those who are not familiar with this incredible, RENIER is actually, I think he's Cubano. Someone told me recently that he's from Cuba. He's, you know, Latin American, I guess. His fragrances are really, really impressive. His latest releases that he came out with, or just released, are just really rock stars. The one that I love, and I want to talk about a little bit just now quickly, is CACIQUE. This is one that I was only drawn to by the name. So my grandfather, not that he was an official cacique, so a cacique is a South American chief, essentially, so he's the leader of the pack. We used to call him El Cacique because he was, if you saw his face, actually, let's see if I can put a photo here. He was I think like something big in the Argentinian police, so he was a big dog, and he was a big dog within our family. He was like the gel to all of us as family. Anyway. So CACIQUE is one of those fragrances that is very much reflective of that kind of personality. It starts off with, it has 2 levels of oud in it. One is an Indian oud. So the moment you spray, you're getting this very pungent, stinky oud quality from it, but it does dry down. It does go into a cedar-like quality. In the base, there is a Cambodian oud, along with vanillas and raspberry and caramel and these other sort of softer notes. However, this is a boss fragrance. I sprayed it on one of my editors today, a young lady. She's like, it's a beautiful fragrance, I love it, but I don't think I can pull this off. And actually, when she explained like that, this is doesn't reflect me. And I said, well, what does it reflect? She says, like a boss lady, like a boss woman. So this is a fragrance that really commands attention. I've been wearing it today. I love it. I think, because my grandfather was a cacique, I'd like to think of myself as the Australian cacique. My siblings are all gonna choke me on that. They're gonna say, how dare you? Actually, no. I think I am the Australian cacique. I'll let my siblings challenge me on that one, but anyway, there it is. So RENIER, that's the next house that we are introducing to the Shop With Us event that we're doing. The date for that is here. I forgot it. It is starting at 7:30 sharp. The whole idea behind it is that you will be able to experience fragrances alongside myself and Kevin. I'm just a perfume lover. Kevin is the expert. But as you know, I'm deeply in love with all things niche and the power of smelling. I love the thought of smelling a new fragrances, etc. Now we are getting legit samples, meaning that we're not decanting. And why? What's the big deal of that? So I find that when you decant, you are releasing that top note, and sometimes that the full experience or the proper experience doesn't exist. Again, maybe I'm just being a nerd about this, but anyway, so we're not decanting, so we are getting official, the proper samples. So that's what you guys will be getting. Now the cost is $95. We do want people to have your cameras on if you choose to. We definitely want to hear your voice, so mics should be on, because we want to, as we spray and smell and experience, we actually want to engage with all of us collectively. And just, you know, how does this work? I mean, some people may smell CACIQUE and go, whoa, this is way too strong. Or they may go, you know, I can't believe, you know, where's this fragrance been all my life? And I think for me, that's the second category. Where have you been all my life? Have a look at this. So this is, so as you know, Kevin and I, we sit on the Oligarch couch, and that's where we do our thing. But there are two throne chairs in Oligarch. And what we want to do is open this up to anyone who would like to join us in the Oligarch store while we go live on this thing. So we're going to open up a bidding on this. Starting price is $95, and the bidding will be done through Instagram. So Oligarch, NFC, we're going to collaborate, so you can write something in either post and bid for one of those chairs. Why would you want to do that? Because we're actually going to put a camera on. We're going to put these chairs together, and we're going to put a camera on this space. We're also going to mic those individuals up. And the idea is that we want your voice to be part of this whole experience. And this is something, so let me just flag this. So Michael, I know that you reached out to Kevin and said, oh, is it possible for me to be in the Oligarch store? The funny thing, Kevin screenshot that and sent it to me and just said, look, check this out. So I'm glad that we were on that wavelength already. So this is something we've been planning for a while. So we just want to have a little bit of fun with this now. We want to put it up for some bidding, see who's interested to join us. The only people that shouldn't bid are those who don't want to be on camera. So if you bid and you go, look, I just want to be in the room, but I don't want the camera on me. Camera has to be on you. We want to hear, we want to see what you have to say. The mic will be on you. We want to hear what you have to say. And look, let me just say this. As I mentioned before, I'm just a perfume lover. So it's just about the experience of these fragrances as I smell them, as I enjoy them. Where can I see myself wearing it, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all we're asking these individuals. So if you want to join us in the Oligarch store, we just want to hear your side of things on the fragrance. The only expert in the room, in my opinion, is my good friend Kevin. He's the master in this area. So bidding will start tomorrow, when this goes live. We'll make sure that we put a post in Instagram so you guys can go ahead and start bidding for that. And I'll update everybody next week as to how all that's going. Now, for those who want to join, one last thing, for those who want to join us on this shop with us, during the event, you will get a 10% discount across the fragrances that we'll be talking about. You also have a chance to win a free bottle. So Paris Monte Carlo have been very kind. They've donated a very bougie bottle to us, and we will make sure that that is raffled out on the night. Boom. That's all. Any questions on that? Let me know. Hit me up. I'll put a link below, so if you want to book for the shop with us, you can go ahead and do that too. Allora. All right, so that's everything. Let me just take another drink. My brain has to stay focused on all the things I got to say here. But now I can relax. We can talk about perfumes. So I've had it. Okay, so firstly, I want to apologize. I have been so far behind with all my comments. Look at this gentleman here. I'm so sorry. The hardest thing with Instagram is that it notifies. So when you write something, if the other person sees it, you know what I mean. It's a scene, and you're like, ah. Whereas in YouTube, I read the comments and stuff like that, but you don't necessarily know whether I've read or not read. I have read the comments. I want to respond. but it's been so incredibly busy. I mean, we've been working on a number of different projects, and all of them have come into roost. I mean, literally, just every bird has come in and is now in the shed. So I'm super busy with a million things. So there's been a number of questions in a particular theme, which is, what are some great fragrances for summer? And I had this question asked of me both on YouTube and Instagram. And I haven't responded really in depth, but I'm gonna do it today. So I'm gonna share with you some feedback on some fragrances that I would recommend. And these are, actually, sorry, one thought that I wanna, today I actually wanted to talk about fragrances that I love smelling on my wife, Sandra. Things that really, whenever she's wearing it, I'm like, oh my gosh. This is another question that's been asked, you know, what are fragrances that I love when Sandra wears? So I'm gonna do that next week, unless you tell me don't do it, all right? So if you say, no, it's all good, not interested, then I won't do it. But otherwise, I think this is a good theme, personally, both for boys, because, you know, nice gift to buy for your girlfriend, wife, whatever it may be. Mistress, that'll get you into trouble, so be careful. But you could, but also as from a woman's point of view, it's nice to, you know, what fragrances, you know, really pop and are exciting. Instead, like I said, I'm gonna talk about fragrances that are geared up for summer, and in that, I'm trying to put forward a really broad range of fragrances so that you can, well, so it's more than just, I don't know, citrus or aquatics or anything else. Excuse me again. One thing I'm going to look forward to when it comes to lives is that other people can talk, and that way I can listen, I can actually, you know, just add 2 cents worth and then let others take the stage, basically. So I am looking forward to this live concept, and we'll see how it all evolves. But I'm excited also the thought of doing the lives so that I can then hear about other fragrances. A lot of people recommend fragrances, and I haven't heard of them. I'm like, and I went to Exxon's and I saw a million fragrances, and they put forward these other perfumes. I'm like, man, I've never heard of these before. So I am looking forward to exploring more in this manner. All right, here we go. Boom, boom. Let me start with BAL D'AFRIQUE. So this is a BYRADO. Let me just qualify. Each one of these that I'm going to talk to you about, I just came out of our summer experiencing them. So these were on high repeat. I've got a great range of fragrances. As a strong contenders to this list were all the creeds. I mean, Ventus Cologne, Ventus obviously, what else? Viking Cologne. So when it comes to any of the Ventus, sorry, any of the creeds, when it comes to any of the creeds, I mean, they're just glorious for summer. When it comes to the Italian collection in Paris, Monte Carlo, glorious for summer. But these ones that I'm about to share were on high repeat, wore them quite a number of times. And also, one, I enjoy wearing them. Two, I'm always getting some level of comments from either my own family, so Sandra in particular, or from others. BAL D'AFRIQUE is Sandra's radar. She detects this a million miles. She also wears this one. So for men who are comfortable with floral notes, or florals, so like white florals and things like that, this is gorgeous. I love wearing this. The one, I think the magic, not the magic, the secret weapon to this fragrance is the fruity notes that are on the beginning. So you get things like blackcurrant mixed in with citrus, then that floral heart, just glorious. Just a glorious, glorious, happy, vibrant fragrance. It does go down, it does dry down a little bit into the woods. There's a little bit of, it doesn't go heavy. So it's a great summer fragrance, but it does come down from that very high citrus, fruity floral that is in the beginning. Pure magic, glorious, glorious fragrance. I'd strongly recommend, man or woman, BAL D'AFRIQUE works. All right, so moving across a little bit more masculine edged. Again, girls, you can wear this without a problem. I do find aquatics, I haven't smelled aquatics on females. I don't know girls that tend to gravitate towards aquatic fragrances. Anyway, boys, we love aquatic fragrances. And this for me is probably at the top of the tree when it comes to a really good aquatic. This is the oh my gosh, the All Beautiful Acqua di Sale from Profumo di Roma. This is one, I was a little bit late in the game getting this particular fragrance. I did pick it up probably about a year or so ago. This was on high repeat this summer. I love fragrances that the more you sweat, and so it almost invites you to sweat. It's like, you know, just do it, just sweat, because I'm gonna just radiate. So it almost like it blends in more. It loves heat, it projects stronger, it re-emerges, and that's Acqua di Sale. I think the secret recipe in this one here is that herbal myrtle note that's in there. It does have a seaweed component, but it's not algae-like, it's not musky-like. For me, I can almost taste salt water. I mean, it has a salty component to it, super vibrant, very alive, very just glorious, happy, sunshine. So if you haven't experienced Acqua di Sale, you just need, this is, for me, the top of the tree. If you like aquatics, then you really need to get your hands on this one. Allora, boom, next one. Let me just, there's a rhythm to this. Okay, let me stay Italian. So French house, so here's a question. I showed the image of this young man before, and he asked me the question, what is better, Italian houses when it comes to perfumery or French houses when it comes to perfumery? My short answer is, they're both absolutely amazing. They're both glorious. They both have key components to them that make them exciting. I think French are awesome when it comes to classic perfumery, and I'll talk about that in just a second. The Italians are avant-garde. They're risk takers. They're a lot more, they just push the envelope more. They're exciting when it comes to some of the creations that they have. And this one here, I think blends the two perfectly. MEMO, a French-based house, although I think the people are English. Anyway, so MEMO, but this is Italian leather. And you may think, well, leather in summer, how does that work? It works like pure magic. So this is glorious. What I love about this, it has a green tomato leaf on the opening, believe it or not, and it does smell just on skin is I was gonna say it's freaking awesome. On skin it's so unusual. This is the thing about, and this one is overlooked because it is unusual. When you open, when you first spray it, you're like, whoa, what am I just sprayed on myself? It does have an orris butter or iris butter in the heart or base. And it's that iris butter that creates this chocolatey, sort of very sensual, deep, it goes a lot deeper when it comes to the actual tone of the fragrance. But that tomato, that greenness that's in that top note is awesome. It plays all the way through. You can always detect it. And this is another one. The more you sweat, the more it radiates. I feel that in high heat, this one here will be a little bit heavy. I did wear it once in high heat, and oh mama, I mean, I was sweating and this thing would just not leave me. It was just like emanating constantly. As an evening fragrance on a beautifully hot, balmy night, pure magic. Honestly, that becomes pure magic. So I strongly recommend Italian leather, glorious summer fragrance. I feel it's a little bit more masculine leaning in the sense of because of the leather. It does have a much more warmer, masculine, ambery tone to it. All right, what's my timing? Keep moving. All right, you have to have a citrus. So summer without a citrus is a crime. It's like no gelato. I mean, what? So you need a beautiful citrus fragrance. Now, I actually have 3 in front of me. I'm not gonna talk about all 3, but I will just, I'm gonna settle on one. Firstly, anything from the Paris Monte Carlo Italian collection, you need. These are in capital letters. Choose the one you want. There's 5 in the collection. This one here is I always knew of it, but it's a new inclusion in the collection. This is Bergamotto di Calabria. And I think I've fallen in love. I met with Luca Maffei. He talked about how the spugna component, how it's absorbed, how they take the oil from the bergamotto. This is just divine, divine. I mean, I know my wife loves Neroli Mediterrano, so that too is a glory. But look, anything in that Italian collection you require, but Bergamotto, if you want to start somewhere, Bergamotto di Calabria, boom, boom. It's absolutely glorious. Another one that I would recommend as a great summer fragrance is actually, I was going to say Acqua di Sale again, no, BERGAMASK. So again, Italians going crazy. This is the most bizarre, crazy, intense bergamot fragrance you'll ever experience. This is almost realistic, you know, vibrant citrus, bright, happy, whereas this is this dirty, like it's been out in the club all day long and it's come home a little bit drunk and smelling sassy, but you know, it's still a bergamot. So it has the citrus components to it. There's a lot of musks involved in this particular fragrance. It does have awesome projection, awesome longevity, but it's still a citrus fragrance. So a powerhouse if you want something divine. But I've settled on the one that I want to put forward as a recommendation is Torino 21. You need it. You need it. This is one of those fragrances that will create olfactory memories for you and just engrave it in your brain. There is something, I don't know what it is about this fragrance. I mean, you saw that I spoke with, well, I did the Baby What's Your Name with, no, it was, Oh Baby What You're Wearing. You have to do the flick, the Austin Power flick. And Michael was talking about how much he loves Torino 21. Very vibrant, almost sugary lemon, lime, orange, citrus opening, but blended in with this beautiful mint in there. And it's almost, it's herbal, but it's minty, but it's lime, but it's lemon, but it's just happiness. So Torino 21, really awesome summer fragrance. I promise you, you get this, you will lock in your brain an olfactory memory of something that you're doing or whatever it may be. The more you sweat, the more that baby comes alive. All right, let me move into, I'm gonna go a little bit more now female leaning. So this is not one that I would wear. This is, and I always mispronounce it. I think it's either ELA or ELAE. It's one of those two. Here it is. It's a Trudon fragrance. Trudon are known for candles primarily, but they have released just a beautiful, gorgeous fragrance line, or fragrance line of fragrances. This is my wife's. So I mentioned before, what are fragrances that make me sort of sit up and pay attention to, or even I can smell Sandra in the air? Ella is one of those. Now, simplistically, it's white floral with ylang ylang, but I mean, on paper, you look at that, oh yeah, so Egyptian jasmine and ylang ylang with something, or orange blossom. Just put that aside. Ladies, this is a lot more feminine leaning, very floral. As a summertime fragrance, this is pure magic. This, I mean, it makes me melt smelling this in the air when my wife is wearing it. Glorious, glorious fragrance. Has, in my opinion, really good longevity, awesome projection. The sillage on this is a monster because, as I said, I mean, outside I can smell this in the air. I love it when Sandra wears this. So I would strongly recommend this particular fragrance if you like beautiful white floral. That yellow floral creaminess is in there too. Just gorgeous. All right, let me take a break. 28 minutes. I think this baby's about to pop. So I'm gonna stop it. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. So I mentioned before, so I'm gonna do, I have to stop the camera because at 28 minutes or roundabout, it stops on its own. It's like, shut up, you're done. So I stopped it and I'm back. Now I mentioned earlier before, so Sean likes to have mate with a cigar. It's not traditional, but I like it. You're improvising, it's cool. Argentinians, we have this, can you see this? It's called a triangulo. It's basically a flaky pastry, sugary top. It's burnt, so it's like a burnt caramel on top. And I'm not, actually, I won't eat it now because otherwise I'll get distracted. I'm gonna put this away. But anyway, triangulos, if you get a chance to find this anywhere, this is the perfect companion with a mate. Allora, all right, so let's wrap this baby up. Let me go now fruity. So I'm gonna start with a more deep fruity fragrance, which I love, Soleil de JEDDAH. This is a new one that I discovered this summer actually, Mango Kiss. Mamma mia, mamita querida. Actually, again, I sprayed this on my editors, young ladies. This is pure magic. This is pure magic. I mean, just looking at the bottle, you fall in love with just the actual design and everything else. STEPHANE Umbertluca, glorious fragrance. As a summertime, I was wearing this in high heat. So the mango, like erba pura, I cannot wear that in high heat. That's a beautiful winter or cooler weather fragrance, whereas this one here you can wear in high heat. The mango just really accentuates. It is creamy, but with it has an iris, or it has the iris butter again, creates a sensuality. It's really just, on skin, it is just, it's velvety almost. As a going out fragrance, as an evening fragrance, this is really, really impressive. A massive recommendation. I really enjoyed wearing it this summer. As I said, I was wearing it in high heat in the middle of the day, but I think where it's engraved in my brain is as a going out fragrance of an evening, balmy night. Just this baby pops. Beautiful. Strong recommendation there. The other fruity fragrance that you can now wear all day long, but also all year long, in my opinion, is this sweetheart. This is DECAS. For those who may have missed the Oh Baby, What You're Wearing with Michael, this is the one that he chose as, so he was blindfolded, for those who haven't seen the episode. He was blindfolded, sorry. He was blindfolded, and he selected this. The way that he described this was very, he said that it reminded him of a rainforest that he visited in Costa Rica. He said that he could smell the sweet sort of florals in the air. He could also smell the mineralic components of the earth and things of that nature. This opens up with just a glorious citrus. And I know that XERJOFF do citruses really well on that opening, but I think they've just gone to another level when it comes to DECAS. It just has this beautiful orange and sweetness to it. It does move across into this glorious tuberose. Now, I know that some men are a little bit reluctant. Tuberose is a very sensual, very carnal, very female-leaning floral note. But in here, it's in the base, it does have an incense, so it brings back that floral, I guess that sensuality of the floral back down a bit. Works beautiful on a woman, but it works awesome on a man. This, for me, again, is my summertime happiness fragrance. The more I sweat, the more this baby opens up, projects, expands. Just the scent profile of this is just glorious. It's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. You can wear it all day long, or you can wear it of an evening. You can wear it of winter. So this is one of those fragrances that will transcend throughout the whole year. DECAS, check it out. It's awesome. Closing it down now. For those who've seen my episode on ELYSIUM, but I did it on the cologne. This is now the Parfum. I tried my best. Luke, I'm trying my best. This is the Parfum version. It is, what I love about this version versus the cologne. So the cologne, not that it's a cologne, it's not an eau de cologne. It is also if I'm not mistaken, it is an eau de parfum, whereas this one is a parfum. Concentration is higher here when it comes to oils. I find that this has a lot more evolution than the blue bottle one, or the cologne version. The cologne, very strong on that opening when it comes to citrus, grapefruit components. I find that the citrus here are a lot more balanced as it opens up. I do find, actually I sprayed it earlier, I do find that this is summertime, I just smelled it then. I do find that as it moves, actually, this one is hard to define. So I mentioned before about what's, Italian or French, which is, who makes the better perfumes. The French have a way, they're a lot more subtle in their approach. Italians like to come out of the gate, blasting and, open shirt, come stai. Whereas the French are a lot more subtle. There's a lot more, it's a lot more gentler in their approach. Roger Dove, as you know, his background was, or his training was with Guerlain. And so I think he's adopted a lot of these principles here. I find that this activates so beautifully on skin. To smell it on a tester, you're not going to do it justice. But putting it on skin, I feel like it dances so much more. It has so much more evolution to it. It is a much heftier price tag on this, and sometimes we think, all right, that the higher the price, the bigger the beast this thing is going to be. I don't find that that's the case with ELYSIUM Parfum. I find that this one here has more complexity to it. And I think that's the key to this particular fragrance, that I cannot say that this is just an aromatic dry woods fragrance. Yes, it does fall into that category, but it has this incredible bounce and evolution and movement. I mean, at moments I pick up these leathery tones, other moments I'm getting more moss-like, cedar-like qualities to it. Other times that citrus emerges and comes forward. So for me, as a masculine fragrance, I love wearing this in summer. I feel like summer is where it shines the best. The more I sweat again, the more it opens up, the more it changes, the more it evolves. It is a heftier price tag on this baby here, but it's one of those that, I don't know, it's a really, I'd strongly recommend it. If you have a chance to get a Black Friday special, I would earmark this baby here as, but again, that'll be, you're past summer now, you're moving into winter for the Northern Hemisphere. Now the last one, I'm gonna throw in a wild card. And you're gonna think, not possible, but trust me on this. And this is the crazy genius that is Alessandro Galtieri and his FANTOMAS. This is perfect for summer. Now, I didn't wear it this summer. I didn't have it. I've got a system within my family, which is a library system in which members of my family, even my editors, they actually check out fragrances that they want to use. Now, my son checked this baby out and had it all summer. Whenever I saw him, he was rocking this baby right here. So FANTOMAS is one of those fragrances that works really, really well in summer. And why, how, I don't know, because it has the most bizarre opening, like a black rubber kind of smell, but then there's a dustiness. It almost has like a grape-like component to it. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is that as a summer fragrance, this is really pure magic. This is a real rock star, and one that'll surprise you, I promise you this. You'll be a little bit like, what? Because I know when I first shared this with my son, he's like, this is a crazy fragrance, I don't think so. And then I got a call saying, I can't stop smelling my arm. Can I please check this one out? So, boom. Completed. Mission accomplished. That's it. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate all the comments. I will do my absolute best to answer these comments. And I apologize once again that I have been sort of, I haven't been lazy, I promise. It's just that we've been really, really under fire, and so I've just been busy with that. But hope that answers some questions that I had from me. Awesome summer fragrance. Next week, let me know if you want me to cover off fragrances that I love smelling on Sandra, my wife, and some recommendations there. Because I would like to do it, but you tell me whether that's the go or not. Thanks, everyone. See you all on the next Monte Talk.